So I've been working on more rolling stock for the Liverpool and Manchester Railway from 1830, and already I've released 9 first class carriages. They're all identical apart from the names, and this is one of the drawings that you can find online about them. There is a Royal Mail carriage over there on the left, which I may model. Then there's a somewhat bizarre couple of carriages there, which I'm not quite sure about, and a carriage wagon there. But these are the second class here in turquoise, and there's a couple of different types with and without roof, and then there's a third type which are actually coal box wagons but were used for third class. And then we've got some freight vehicles, and so I've modelled some of these, and they'll be coming out over the next few weeks. So if we have a look in trains, so here we are in Surveyor, and you can see that there's a number of new vehicles to add to the first class carriages. First of all, here we have the two versions of the second class open carriage, or sort of open and semi-open, in this characteristic turquoise, and so these will take passengers, as you can see, 18 passengers. So let's have a go at putting some passengers in. Now again, I'm using the 1890 passenger set because those are the only ones sort of suitable, anyway, suitable for this. So we've got a heck of a lot of a heck of a lot of men reading newspapers. I mean, it's completely random ones that it uses. And let's have a look at this one, which is the same carriage, but with this sort of roof, and again a lot of people reading newspapers there. You've got to admire them in with the engine pumping out ash and soot and all the rest of it. And then we have these coal wagons, this strange coal wagon, which was used. There are drawings of them being used for passengers, so let's have a look at that. And what I've done here is I've got 2 products, that these will take 2 products, so you can either use them for coal, and so they'll take a bulk load of coal. There we are, just filling up. So let's zoom in again. Ooh, a bit too close. Let's go off a bit. Or what you can do is not load any coal, but load passengers. And here you can have a maximum of 20 passengers, and I've used seated passengers to try and mimic the effect that you see in the drawing, and they just about fit in. There's a little bit of squeezing, but I've tried to go for the optimum position. Again, a lot of newspapers being read there, so I think, and that's been about the best I've been able to achieve. They were actually standing in the wagon, but I found that they were far too high, so I've put seated passengers in, although there are no seats, but it creates the effect. I don't think they were used for passengers for very long. Then we've got this quite lightweight, it looks like, livestock wagon. I call it a pig wagon, and I've got there's 2 loads you can have here, pigs or cattle. So let's put in a full load of pigs on this one, and this is just using from the either built-in or free from the download station for these loads. And here's another one, a duplicate of that, second one of that, and it will take 4 cattle, just about squeeze in 4 cattle. And again, there was a lot of moving about the attachment points before I could actually persuade it to take 4 cattle. And then at the end here, this is I think if we have a look again at that's cattle. Those are the pigs being held on to the back legs by one man there and being beaten by another, so there was no way I was going to model that. So this is a double deck pig wagon here, so let's have a look at that, see how that looks. So let's load up 18 pigs, and these have been quite quick to model because they're all fairly basic shapes based on the same chassis all the way through. And I've just tried to create something of the atmosphere of that early days of the Liverpool Manchester Railway. Let's have a quick look in driver. have a quick drive. Yes, just call it default, just to give you an idea of how they look in driver. So we've got no scenery or anything here, so it's just waiting to be put onto a model of the Liverpool and Manchester. So there's that open second class, the doors open of course. There's that covered second class, there's the rather bizarre third class which is coal wagons, and there's our pigs or livestock wagon. I've called it pig wagon even though it'll load cattle, and there it is with cattle, and then this double deck one again using the same load as with the other. So there we are. I've just got to get them checked over by Bob, my beta tester. He's got these two at the moment, so he's got to take these three because those two are the same, these three, and check them over, but hopefully by about the maybe 3rd or 4th, by the end of October, I hope to be able to release these on my website free of charge, of course, all freeware. And the ones that I'm going to model after this, there's the horse wagon, I hesitate to call it a horse box, and then a flat wagon which will also act as a carriage wagon, and I'll have a couple of carriage loads, my old Phaeton or whatever, and a load for sort of barrels and boxes as we've got there. I'm not going to attempt this one, I think it looks ridiculous. What else have we got? Well, there's something in here, I can't quite work out what it is. It looks like some sort of cylinders or bottles. So a couple more. The horse definitely, and that will be using as a load the horse in harness that Ricky and I made years ago, and has been adapted as a commodity by another trains, so I'll be using that as that load. Any others? And possibly the mail coach, and that will probably be it. And after those I shall be departing from the Liverpool and Manchester for a little while, and for the very old engines for a little while, to make another remarkable locomotive, but I'm not going to tell you just what that's going to be just yet, because I think it's quite a change for me in many ways, but it's certainly a novel locomotive built in 1917 and suggested by another trains fan, and I've now got dimensions and photographs to work from, so that will probably be my next one. But meanwhile, the variety of rolling stock for the Liverpool and Manchester Railway certainly is beginning to grow a bit now, and hopefully at the end of this process there'll be quite a lot for you to recreate those very early days of the railways. So please, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe if you haven't already done so. Comments are always very welcome, and look out for the next video showing more rolling stock for use in the 1830s for the Liverpool and Manchester Railway.